This is the Segway Snarler AT6 and it is an amazing quad. Today I'm going to review it for you, tell you my owner's experience, things you should be aware of. Quick notice, you're gonna hear me breathe pretty heavily in this whole video. It's no health problem or something like that, it's just that I get pretty nervous talking to the camera, even though I don't appear in it, and don't know when to breathe, so don't worry about that. First thing is, for the price, it's got a pretty great suspension. It even got little reservoirs on the shocks, so that's a nice thing to have. It has electronic power steering that you can control here on this button on the screen. You can select low, medium, and high for more easy turning. And it's amazing. The other day I went on a 14-hour trail ride and I was not as tired as I thought I would be because of that electronic power steering. It's got pretty good size wheels with 14-inch rims. Somewhere I heard that the back suspension part it's a little bit more sturdy than it had to be because they were preparing a 1000cc engine on this quad and they're going to use pretty much the same frame, so it's got more sturdy back suspension than it needs, so that's a good thing. These metallic tubes, on the last ride I went, I placed it on its side quite many times, you can see here, and they held up pretty good compared to other quads on its league. It's got a little bit higher stand from the ground. It's a little bit higher than the C4 625 and than the Polaris 570, so that's a good thing. So you're not going to hit as many rocks on the trail if you're doing trails. The one thing I do not like about this quad, and I actually had an issue as soon as I got it, is with the 4x4. The 4x4 stopped working on me because apparently I did not make good use of it, even though I changed it when it was on neutral, and I did it pretty carefully, but well, it is what it is. Here you can see in the screen the 4x4 sign. Let me just get it closer. And it's a weird thing because right now it is at 2x4 right now, but you can see the four wheels turned like if it was like 4x4 all the time, but when you can see when it's 4x4, when you see a little circle here inside the bigger circle, so that's somewhat confusing thing. As you can see, I've got already 336 kilometers on it and 20 plus hours. It's about time that I do the first service. It's recommended to be done before 25 hours of service, so that's a good thing. As you can see here in Mexico, you can put license plates on them and you can use them on public roads. I don't know if that's a thing in Europe and North America or United States and Canada, but you can take them many places. Like here we're in a lake, well, we're enjoying it without the need of hauling it or taking it with a truck, so that's pretty nice. It comes very equipped from the factory. It's got a winch, this protective armor that I just last trail I just took this thing from it. So these plates that I think look better, I don't know if they're more useful, but you got the chair by standard, a little place here where you can actually put some stuff. It's not the biggest room, but it works. It helps. Another place you can put stuff is in here. You can actually charge your phone here. You got the USB charging port and 12 volt, so that's nice. The lights are LED and they are pretty bright. When you're at night, you can pretty much lead any trail because they're powerful lights and you're gonna help many people finding their way.
Limited.
570 cc's, and that's a nice thing because it's as much power as you need actually on the trail at least. And when you're on the road, it gets to 75 kilometers an hour pretty quickly, and it stays there because I think it's good. It has good torque from low RPM, so that's good. This part of plastic, at first I didn't like it as much, but when I was on trail I realized it does miracles to protect you from branches or other things that may be on the way, because you can be sitting pretty far on the front, so it is very protective all around your knee. And you got protections also on your hands. By default, you got these mirrors. It also has these wheels with bead locks that you can ride them with pretty low air and they are not going to fall off from the rim, so that's nice. It's actually very well protected on the bottom. It's got many plates. I don't know if they are plastic or aluminum or some kind of metal, but they did a pretty good job. I went on a road that was pretty rocky, so they kept in pretty good shape. I don't know if you can see them, but I think most of them are plastic and some metal, but they're doing pretty well. If you want a pretty powerful ATV, this may not be the option. I heard that the 1000cc model is about to be released, so maybe you can wait for that. This otherwise has as much power as you need. May not want, but you need. On the trails, you don't need anything else. You got pretty good power, pretty good torque, and as big as this quad is, as big as this ATV is, 600 cc's, will get you out of everywhere actually. So yeah, it's got a 23-liter tank, and that is pretty big for comparing it to competition. I think it consumes a little bit more fuel, and you can pull a trailer. You here have the European connector, I think it is. To connect it to a trailer, you can use an adapter to that. I don't think I will ever use it, but it's nice to have. On the back, as you can see, you got suspension shock with deposit, so that's nice. You can actually rotate here for a softer or tougher suspension. As you can see, some of the aluminum foil here, it's falling apart because I took it to a very rough trail. It's got some protection here that I've used it more, pulled some of my friends that got stuck, but it works also. I got the camo version because it was the only version on the dealer at the time, but I'm pretty much liking it. Oh, look at this. This is quite beautiful, quite amazing, pretty beautiful. It's very near my city. I just drove like 10 minutes to get here from home, so that's nice. What more can I tell you about it? Oh yes, I'm gonna tell you about the problem I had at the dealer with the warranty, because I used the 4x4 in the first trail I took, and well, it stopped working on me. An actuator got stuck and it broke. So fortunately, after a week or two of not knowing about if it was going to pass as warranty, well, it did. So they fixed it for free. They changed it from a new unit to mine, so that's nice. Since then I used it again many times and it's been working, but I am still careful with it because I actually haven't used the differential lock because I don't want to mess it up. As you can see, the stickers fall apart pretty easily, so that's a thing. That second and very tough trail I did, I'm actually starting to hear some noises, like some metallic rumbling noises, and I'm not quite sure what it is, but I'm about to take it to service for them to tell me what it is about. Many friends who own Can-Ams and Polaris told me that it is normal when you take them to tough trails. They come back a little bit hurt, but if you service them well enough and at the time it takes, they hold up pretty good. And I hope with this brand the same happens. And that's pretty much it. Would I recommend it? Well, if you are on a budget and you want to get as much bang for your buck, I do recommend it. But you have to know that there may be a slightly higher possibility that it comes with some defective parts that need to be taken care of, and well, that is just inconvenient. It happened to me with the 4x4 and the differential lock control, so it may happen to you, but I'm really happy with it. As soon as they gave it back to me from the dealer, I used it in pretty rough terrain. I actually I could say that it handled and did way better than many Can-Ams and Polaris that went with me on the route, on the trail. And they were the bigger CC engines, like the 850 and the 1000 Can-Ams and Polaris. So it handled pretty good. The suspension is amazing. The EPS control is also amazing. For the friends who are from the USA, you may not like that it is Chinese. We know you like things made in the US. This unfortunately isn't, but it is a pretty good option if you're in a budget and you want to get the most out of your money. We know the other options can be a bit more expensive, but well, everything balances out when you take into account reliability, power, sturdiness. So yeah, but so far I cannot say too much about reliability. I've had it for a month or so. I've put 300 kilometers, 350 kilometers, and about 20 hours. So it has handled pretty well, except from the actuator for the 4x4, but everything else, it has held up pretty good. I have actually towed friends with Polaris 570 because they got stuck and this didn't. I'm not an expert rider. I'm actually a very new rider, so this is my first ATV, and the other times I have rode an ATV is when you rent them out when you're on a trip or in a park. So I actually think I handled pretty well, and it was mostly because of this quad. If you're looking for an ATV and you don't know which one, this is a pretty good option. I've heard that the 1000cc is actually coming out to the market, so you can look for that. As I said, I enjoyed this bike quite a lot. Well, one part that I may have not reviewed is the controls. Well, it's pretty much the same as any other quad. You turn it on, you got your accelerator here, you got two brakes, different brakes. This brake you change from parking to high, low, neutral, reverse, and this other brake is like when you leave it parked, you put the safety pin here and it stays right there. But the true brake here when you're riding is this one right beside your accelerator, because this one brakes like with both the rear and the front, so it brakes way better. I almost had an accident when I had to get it out from the quad and try to brake only with this, and it did not brake as good, and I almost rolled my ATV like 28 times. Fortunately, I'm a very heavy guy and I just was able to just hold it, and it worked. So yeah, we're gonna go back home. Let's just take a second to enjoy the lake here. It's pretty full right now, even though there's been a couple of months with no rain. But it's just at the edge of the trees. That's a good sign, I think. Yeah, I hope it stays like that for the whole year. there's quite more people who know this brand or want to know about this brand in English, because it is a way more established brand in Europe, Eastern and Central Europe. So yeah, we're from Mexico. Here in Mexico, this is a pretty new brand, actually. Oh, see. Oh, we're pretty close. Look, very easily found the road. And as I said, well, I can drive in public roads because it's got a license plate on it. So that's a nice thing. I don't know if you can see, but we're going 71 kilometers per hour, 75, and it stays right there, 78, 80. Okay, so we're riding 80 kilometers per hour. I thought it stopped at 75, but as you can see, we can get to 80. Like, you can see this guy throwing trash. Ahí no es basurero, compadre. Ahí no es bote de basura. Hope you liked the video. Tell me what you think. If you want to see a compilation of the off-road trail I took the ATV, you can continue watching. If not, this is the end of the review. So I hope you liked it.